Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place! These headphones were on my desk going, oh!
Pictures of You is so good, though. That's my favorite Cure song, I think.
The Picture is a really good song. The Cure is like, they're like, for me, like one of those bands that like I like because they're sad, but they sound so upbeat, you know? That's like why I like
sure.
Third Eye Blind so much, is like I love that kind of like, because it goes with everything.
It's a shimmery sadness.
Right. Yeah. It's
Pictures
really
of You starts with just like, I don't know what instrument it is, but it's like
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Before
Yeah.
everything starts.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's so good.
But yeah, so that's what was playing in the background.
Yeah.
Well, I thought my whole computer had broken. I was ready to throw it against the wall.
Yeah, and you know, your speakers don't work. Is that?
Yeah, my right speaker,
and that hasn't changed.
And that has not changed. My right speaker does not work, and then my left one's starting to crackle on me. But I just want a new MacBook. No offense to the MacBook I'm currently speaking into, but I just want a new one, just because it's like
no, it's the right thing to do. It's like to make that repair is like.
Yeah, how many hundreds of dollars am I to pay? Especially because like I've looked online and my Mac is apparently just like a dud. Like it just things
that
don't
year
work
just
on it.
Ass.
Yeah, it just sucked. And so
like you just like Google and it's like, oh, you got a suck ass year.
Yeah, exactly. I just Googled it and my computer just rolled its eyes at me. Like I'm the dummy. But yeah, so
you bought you needed a computer in 2015? The fuck is wrong with you? Or you bought it in like 2020.
I bought this laptop basically for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's brand new. It's a 2020. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it didn't even get through the pandemic. The pandemic lasted longer than the full effectiveness of this computer.
Yeah, definitely longer than the speakers.
Right. The way it goes.
Timothy Cook. Yeah, no, it's the way. What blows my mind is people don't accept that. Oh shit! Sorry, people don't accept that as the reality of computers, which is just like they don't want you to own them that long.
You know? Yeah. It's like everything.
They just don't want you to, and they're not going to let you. You know, you who think you're so special.
Right. When any company makes anything, they make their products like built to last, and then people are like, yeah, this is tight, and then they're like, okay, now stop making them built to last.
Exactly. Yeah, like yeah, I was talking to someone about running shoes, like this guy's like an ultra runner, and I was like, what about this company, like Hoka or whatever, because like I feel like they're well regarded, and he was like, yeah, they used to make them good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I whenever I try to buy running shoes, like they're always like, well, how many miles are you running every day? I'm like, none. On average, maybe 0. Like I need shoes that are good to run in, is what I ask you for.
I don't want shoes that run for me.
Yeah, what are you asking me these questions for? You know, so but then it's always like I just end up being like, I guess I'll just get regular just exercise shoes and I'll just run in them, you know?
Yeah. I think I think that is the problem with like a lot. A lot of things are sort of, this is the word I'm going to use. I don't know if it's real. Bifurcated.
Things. Oh, yeah. When you get hit with a bicycle. Yeah. And like you have a permanent walk afterwards. You've been bifurcated.
Listen. Oh, that's Tim. He got bifurcated.
He got bifurcated.
Bit of a limp. One of his legs is longer than the other by 2 inches.
He wears funny shoes for it now.
He's bifurcated. But like, both things should be true, because it should be, yes, it could be anything like, what are you trying to do? And they get super specific and it's annoying. The other answer to that exact same question is like exactly what you just did, which is like, yeah, or you could take anything and it'll be better than nothing at all. Like every training shoe is better than every running like you could, if you want to talk shit on like barefoot and whatever, that's fine. But like every training shoe by shoe standards is so much better than most running shoes. From like the 90s or the 2000s.
No, I agree. It's just like the floor has risen, you know, of just like what that generic level of.
And again, you're not if you're a person who's not choosing to run specific events, whether that's marathon or fucking, I don't know why would you be an adult who's doing track and field,
right?
But those people
had a vendetta. Score to settle
Uh-huh.
20 years ago.
Yeah, because that fucking kid Rodney beat you, whatever.
Yeah.
We've already told the story of Nick's screaming at that one kid.
Oh, Asher.
Asher.
Yeah.
Fucking
dude,
Asher.
with his fucking tinted glasses
Mm-hmm.
and his fucking weird gait when he ran. Dude,
Yeah.
I'll
got
never forget
bifurcated.
that.
That's probably
Dude, yeah, he got bifurcated. I hope he gets bifurcated again. I hope he died of bifurcation.
We should start the podcast.
Is
Welcome
that
to fuck
that,
this. No, go ahead.
is that Chili Pepper song? No, that's Californication.
California. It's dream of
Dream of bifurcation.
Calibifurcation, I think. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's all.
That's it, baby.
That's it, folks. It's one of these ones where it's just back to the boys, just hanging out. No
Boys
guests,
in the
no
basics.
goofy guests hanging
None
out
of
with
those
us.
goofy ass guests with their
Those
dumbass
nerds,
stories.
right? Come on. We know why you're here.
With their lived experiences.
You're here for the meat and potatoes. That's me and Chase, right?
No gravy this time.
No gravy. Dry. So dry. Just dusty.
But you can eat it,
you can't. Legally, it's food. You can. You won't die fast. You might die slow, but like it won't kill you right now.
Yeah. There's not enough salt in this. So for some reason you're extra thirsty. You keep drinking water, but it doesn't work.
You're just really loudly breathing.
like those wheeze, like that wheezy kid on the bus from Hey Arnold.
Right, you hear? The kid that's like always behind Helga.
Yeah,
the guy. He's breathing super hard on.
I want to say his name is not Eugene, because Eugene is the optimistic kid who always got hurt, which I always thought was fucking genius. Right. There was a whole episode where Eugene just like follows Arnold around, just like gets hit by cars and stuff.
Right. Who's the kid that wears the backwards white baseball cap? He has like the long pointy nose, looks like a hot dog.
Oh shit! I don't know.
He's got Doug Funny hair. I think it like comes through his cap.
That's the kid that we're talking about. Is
that Eugene?
The loud breather? No, Eugene is like he's got red hair. I want to say.
Hold on, let me look up Hey Arnold cast. Don't give me the real people either. I want to see these cartoon characters.
His best friend's name was Jared.
No. This is like just give me the real people.
Hey Arnold was the only, looking back, the only.
You talk about it a lot on the show.
I do. We do. I think it's because it's the only cartoon for city kids. I was not a city kid, right? But like Doug, he lived in the suburbs. Is even pseudo realistic ones.
Yeah, Arnold lived in like Washington, though. I think, right? They just made it look like New York.
Washington State.
I think so. Look, you looked that up. We'll tag team this.
Okay, yeah.
The kid I'm thinking of is named Sid. That's who I'm thinking.
Sid's the heavy breather.
Stinky. Eugene, yes, he's got hair like Gerald, but he's got fenders on it. It's like it goes out to the side. His fro goes out to the side a little bit too.
Hillwood, Washington. You're absolutely right. A fictional American city of Hillwood, Washington. Dude, that's crazy. I always thought it was like the Bronx.
Yeah. I think they wanted
like a fucking city.
Well, they have Stoops. Like they have Stoop Kid. They have Stoops.
It was very
like you
Brooklyn.
feel like it feels like New York.
I think fucking Seattle looks like that.
Right.
Maybe they're trying to emulate Seattle, but regardless, it's the only Nicktoon of that.
It's weird that's also where Frasier lives. Right.
Yeah. Niles. I don't know. I've honestly probably seen a total, and this is probably gonna make you mad, less than 3 total Frasier episodes.
Oh wow, that sucks. Because I think you'd like Frasier. Frasier's a great show.
I did finally see the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 seasons of Cheers. Where of course Frasier's
solid show
origination. Yeah, solid show. Especially the first. I mean, it's great, but that guy Coach in the first 2, he was great, and then he just dies as a person. And then the 3rd season, they're like, "Man, Coach is dead, isn't he?"
Yeah,
because that's just what happened in like this.
It's been so long, I forgot about
in the 80s. People just fucking died, and they're like in their 60s, and they're like, "Yeah, that shit. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah,
he ate too many steaks, no gravy."
You know what's wild is like so you have Frasier, Dr. Frasier Crane on Cheers. And he gets his own show, his own spinoff. And then that character, spiritually, we'll say, exists as another side character in The Simpsons. You know what I mean? As Sideshow Bob.
He's essentially, because he's voiced by
Kelsey Grammer. And then his brother is voiced by the actor who voices Niles, who is Niles. Wow. And they do a whole episode that's a Frasier parody with them.
That's great. That's good for them.
So it's like that character transcends so much. And it's like weird. It's weird, because I finished it now, but like
Yeah.
it's there's episodes where oh shit, I'm losing my point here. Where with like the dad, he
Yeah.
he's supposed to be kind of like this old curmudgeon conservative cop, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But like just the standards have changed so much that like there's episodes when he's like, I just don't think it's smart to have a gun. We don't need people don't need guns, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, that's not at all what he sounds like a fucking liberal, you know?
Yeah. Well, it could be a Seattle cop, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, well, he got shot, so that's like his reasoning.
Oh,
But it's
right.
like
Yeah.
funny that because he thinks like Fraser's some hippy dippy puss, you
Yeah.
know, but he's also like no guns.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds
But that's
like
such a
some
good
writers'
show.
room hijinks. But Arnold, Hey Arnold was the only one set in the city, I think. And that's the other thing I think is so interesting, is because like,
Right.
because in all cartoons, kids are left to themselves, but it was feasible that Hey Arnold really was like, could ride the train, you know? I mean, like he rode the subway. Where the fuck is there a subway in Washington?
Yeah. I think like the Springfield has a downtown that looks like a little bit like New York. Like there's like the episode where Milhouse is staying when Bart loses his soul. A lot of that episode takes place like in the city.
You're right, you know,
of Springfield. But I'm just trying to think of any
Simpsons
like
is a suburban, you know.
Yeah. Where do you think Rocco takes place?
Suburbs. He's a homeowner, right? Because again, Hey Arnold lives in like a boarding house. Like it's the only like urban.
Yeah. There's the PJs. I'm trying to think of every kids show
ever
that I can think of. There's the PJs. I don't even know if that was a kids show. It was probably
I don't even know what the fuck
it was. It was Eddie Murphy's claymation show.
Oh, okay.
So good.
No. If you want to go to the extent of all animation, yeah, like Fat Albert probably was a city show.
I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, Hey Arnold.
Well, you know what? All Real Monsters. It feels like they're in the city sewage.
But they're also in the same universe as the Rugrats.
Are they?
Like, yeah, they're the same. I know too much about this. They're the same animators. And there's an episode, there's the Rugrats Halloween episode where you can see the monsters in the background.
Right.
Like that, like you know how they can come up once a year on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like they come up and they're in the background of the Rugrats Halloween episode. So it's like they also technically live in the suburbs. Yeah.
Dang. I mean, again, like Futurama, that's a show in the city. But again, now we're just expanding to like adult animation. I'm talking about just like kids shows.
Yeah, kids animation, I would say probably as what I grew up with, certainly in the Nickelodeon universe, it's
Hey Arnold. And I think that's one of the reasons it's one of the most interesting ones over time. Because I'll be honest, my favorite one was Doug as a kid, which I fully recognize is the most boring one. My wife gets on me all the time about it.
Kinda, but it's Doug ruled though.
Oh no, Doug was great, but he was a simpleton, you know.
He was cool. He played his banjo and stuff. Yeah, he was a simple man.
He played a banjo. He wore a sweater vest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. With them shorts, dude, he looked real Connecticut, right?
Yeah,
he looked real like he got a sailboat.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, again, I love Doug, loved him so much, but I'm just saying, over time, I think more about Hey Arnold. I just think more about him.
Oh, I think there's like go with me on this.
They play this empty lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Like Hey Arnold is the Simpsons to Doug's King of the Hill.
Absolutely.
There's like a subtleness to Doug that like King of the Hill also has, where it's like, yeah, but you don't like, they're like Simpsons and Hey Arnold are both these shows that kind of like hit you in the face really hard with some like serious, like, you know, there's like some serious alcoholism that goes on in the Simpsons. You know, there's some serious problems that happen, and that's how Hey Arnold was. There's like addiction issues. There's like
street people,
like Chocolate Kid or like the Pigeon Man, Stoop Kid. Like there's like people who have these like real like phobias, these real issues. Whereas like with like
there's one episode of Hey Arnold where there's a cursed train conductor.
Oh, do you is there? That sounds awesome.
He's like a ghost train. Like he just can't stop riding the train.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. But no, but Doug is like, it's just sort of like, I got embarrassed at school, which is much more relatable.
Right.
You know,
I remember as a child. Me and my best friend, we'd always say, we'll like once in a while text each other, just like Chalky couldn't read. Like, and that was Doug's one of, Chalky couldn't draw. That's what the line is. It's from Doug. And that was one of Doug's biggest problems, that when he was in charge of the newspaper, that Chalky wanted to be in charge of the comics. And then it turns out he couldn't draw. And it was like, that was this huge, like, Chalky couldn't draw.
We do have, so we have stuff to do today. We have some posts from the vault. We've got some things on the internet that Chase has found. Before we begin that, we have an announcement that we're going to tell you now. This is not the last episode of this podcast, but the last episode of this podcast is coming soon. Let's give it like maybe 2-ish more episodes.
We'll say.
Nick and I are working to make that happen. This is not a decision that like, I feel like I'm talking to my kids. This is not a decision I took lightly. But this is instigated by me, Chase. This isn't like Chase and Nick just like all of a sudden like 3, 2, 1, stop doing the podcast. Yeah. Okay, what do you guys want to do this afternoon? 3, 2, 1, one last podcast. Yeah, being a dad's tough. It's good. It's really great. It's a lot of time schedule demands. I've been hanging, since my kid was born, and I don't really regret like hanging on as long as I have. And I kind of just, stuff was tough about a month ago, and I was like, okay, give yourself a month of like, there were a couple of things I wanted to get set up. Like, we had some childcare that we needed, like he needed to get more sleep. And once those things kind of came to pass, I realized like, no, the squeeze is still pretty similar. It's just less like, at one point it was like brutal, and now it's just like, okay, I don't know how this is going to sustain. And I don't want to leave this podcast like burnt out or like bitter or anything. And I also think that those who are listening, because there are people who listen that I don't even know, like I've never met you before, and that blows my mind. I think that's so cool. I don't want to leave you cold turkey. Nick definitely doesn't want to leave you cold turkey. So, so we're going to have a couple more episodes. And then, as far as we know, and as far as I know, that is going to be it for this podcast. So I'm super grateful that everyone who's been along for the ride has been here. We got 2 more episodes ish. Is that a fair thing to say, Nick? I would say, yeah. Yeah. And Nick has been like, Nick could have said the second I told him, like, I don't want to do shit anymore. And I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. So like, Nick's super cool. Please don't forget that. That's probably the first thing they were thinking. I'm hoping you made this announcement. It was like, Nick is fucking shit. Fucking hate Nick. Yeah, and if you want to come after me, that's where they go right away. Chase is like, I got a family now, so I don't think I want to do this anymore. And they're like, man, Nick fucking hate Nick. No, I'm not real. Chase's kid. No, for real. I don't know of a ton of other podcasts that have like started and ended, but like I do know of a few that like they didn't end great. So I would like this to end at least well enough that people feel like we say goodbye instead of just like fuck off, it's over. Yeah, I listen to like a murder podcast. I'll tell you, those all end bad. Every episode, always they always every episode is a real bummer, a real letdown. So we're not gonna murder you or anybody by the end of this podcast. No. Well, you know what I've been kind of thinking about lately is because I've been watching a lot of TikToks about like where they. It's really ridiculous to watch like true crime TikToks because I think they're not going to solve this in 60 seconds. There's no way. There's no way. I barely even remember the guy who's dead. After 60 seconds. Yeah. And they're always Gary just like, Ulrich. Tune in for part 2, and I'm like, nope. No, I don't think so. Sorry, attention span's not good enough for that. I mean, what they should have done, I would fat think, cat. Is just like told you who did it and then get you there. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. Just Columbo it. Tell me it all first. You could do that in 60 seconds, like this person killed that person to this, but you won't believe how we did it, Yeah. I'm just thinking about, or just like if they just tell you everything as fast as they can, and they go like, okay, good. Now you don't have to look up the candy cane killer. You got it. Yeah, like they just were sprinting through an explanation of like what happened with the mysterious like door murderer. He killed people with doors. I don't know. I'm not good at this shit. Yeah, like the Cale Cardigan killer. You're like, what? Yeah. Oh fuck, that's what I mean. Cale Cardigan killer. He killed 90 people in Washington State. They caught him. This is his face. Tune in for the whole story. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job. True crime. You ever listen to that podcast, Criminal? No. Oh man, you would love the host. Her name is Phoebe Judge, and she sounds like, I'm Phoebe Judge, and this is Criminal. It's like a lady who wants to be Ira Glass. I'm Phoebe Judge. Anyway, the way she says I'm Phoebe Judge every fucking episode. It's not always death. People don't die, but I'd say it's nice. Yeah, it's just like sometimes it's like I want to say that the first time I heard about that, it's on Netflix now, where that like doctor who just like he was like doing artificial insemination or something like that, fertility services. Johnny Knoxville? This is inseminating cows or whatever? Yeah, Johnny Knoxville. Dr. Johnny was doing fertility services for like women and couples, but it was just all his sperm.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's so fucked up. And he had like there's like 150 kids or something that are his, instead of the partners.
Oh my God, that's so fucking gross.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, dude. Anyway, I heard about that on Criminal. I'm Phoebe Judge. Anyway, so we got some posts from the vault. We got some posts from the vault today. So we're gonna jump straight in. This one, post number 1 is actually from our most recent episode with Sean. We just really like this one a lot. And the title is "Need Help Getting Kiddo from Home from School / Walking Dog Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday." And this is in Portland. Did I say that? Okay. No. I need someone, and there's no pictures, which would be, it's just good. I'm glad it's not a picture of your kid. I need someone who can meet my son at Grout Elementary Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and walk him home. It's only 15 minutes, but he has to cross Powell, which I've lived in Portland. That's a very busy street, and he's kind of spacey. So I want to make sure he doesn't get froggered.
Oh, run over by a car. That's what he means. Yeah. I've played that game.
It's a real goofy way to talk about
just absolutely obliterated by an 18-wheeler passing over Powell. Gotcha.
18-wheelers. You're absolutely, there's so many of them in Frogger. I'd love it if you could combine it with walking our dog. You would love it, wouldn't you?
Oh my God.
Should take less than an hour. He gets out of school at 2:15. Compensation, and this is straight up insulting, $20 per day. Okay. A day rate, bro?
Yeah. Okay. All right, let me tell you right now. Okay, Chase, you're a child kidnapper. Do you need any more information to kidnap this child? Just read this post.
I sure don't.
Do you know where he goes to school? You know what time he gets out.
I know.
You're looking for the spacey kid. You looking for the spacey kid.
Yeah, and absolutely.
You know that he needs someone to help him cross the street. So he's probably going to be susceptible to this.
Yeah.
Like the parents have taken to the internet to find a stranger to bring into their child's life.
Yeah. Yeah, but the wrong part, and in particular, the wrong part of the internet, because there are parts of the internet, as a person who's had to recently find childcare for an infant, but still a child, there are places like care.com or, Nannies R Us or whatever the fuck they are, where people are like at least halfway vetted in the sense that, like, if you're hunting kids, you know where to go,
Right.
But this is like a person who could hunt a kid who actually had different plans for the day and then crossed this post and was like, nah, I'm going to cancel that. Yeah. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to find the goofy ass kid who's crossing Powell at about 2:15, 2:30. I don't like, the actual tasks at hand here. I don't think they're like crazy. I think it's a weird way to say all of this. Like what you need a dog walker and a kid walker, really. But like, my question is, for real, if all you need is to get this kid home, that's it. And yeah, okay, walk the dog. There's no other kids that are going that direction.
Yeah.
Like, again, I don't believe. Okay, I walked home from school in elementary school. When I lived in Bluesville, West Virginia, probably kindergarten, first, second, and third grade for sure. But I also had an older sibling who walk with me. We got dropped off in the morning, I think, for time, but walking home, we could make it. We were also in a small, tiny fucking town in West Virginia. Portland, a little bit different.
A lot of weirdos.
I will say that I would say Portland, sometimes it's a big city where everybody likes to pretend like they're in a small town. Or sometimes they do, in fact, act like it's a small town. Like, similar in some cases to even parts of LA, like after 9:30, like it's pretty quiet. Like, yeah, there'll be people in bars and stuff, but like there's not a lot of shit going on in the streets like it would be in, again, there are some parts of LA where it's quiet at night, and there are other parts of LA where at night it's like everybody's home, so they're fucking doing shit.
Yeah. And there's other parts where people just have access to fireworks all the time.
All the fucking
all year round, they have fireworks.
They're just like, well, yeah, well, why not? Why wouldn't we have fireworks right now?
We got fireworks. Probably don't have a TV, so that's why we're out here lighting off fireworks. But
they're not legal, but but they're also, like, obviously not hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, so they're also more fun than the ham radio that we have inside. That's our only access to the outside
We've been
world.
listening to truckers on the CB.
Yeah. Listening for aliens. Hopefully, something.
One of them just ran over a kid. Yeah, so it's a weird ask. you told me a lot about this kid. You didn't tell me shit about your dog. Is it a big dog? Little dog?
Or you? Why can't you do this?
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything about you. You're just asking me to grab some kid, and you're speaking to me in like video game technology, like terminology. You know, hey, I don't want my kid to get frogger. Do you think you can pick him up, like grab him up like Pac-Man for me?
We live in kind of rough neighborhood. We definitely don't want to get golden-eyed either. And honestly, you know, he gets it's pretty rough in school. So sometimes it's slappers only, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Right. So, not looking for any kind of a Street Fighter situation, right? I don't want to fighting like giant Blanca monster.
Yeah. So like what? So what's the deal? And also, my guess is that it's like you work. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the time where you or your partner or both of you just can't make it. You know,
just tired of your kid at that time. Tired of your kid.
It just seems like it just. And again, you pay $20 a day, dude. $20.
Yeah.
Just you don't almost not per hour. Just $20 flat.
Right. You don't almost have to be a child kidnapper to be interested in this, right? There's got to be some like a love of the game involved in this a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing. That's like, yeah, I'll do $20 spot like stand-up comedy because I love comedy. That's like, you know what I mean? It's not worth it, but I'll do it because I love the
because it's nice. Yeah. Because it's nice to just get out. You know, it's nice to get out and do a kidnapping. A real kidnapping, you know?
It also just seems like, why did you get a dog and have a kid if you don't want to do any of this?
Yeah. And again, the person is making it seem like the ask is so low.
Right.
It's like, all you got to do is walk the kid home and walk the dog. And it's like, why don't you have fucking time for that?
Exactly.
I know why you wouldn't. It's at 2:15. It's a terrible fucking time.
Right. And you don't have any like neighbors that have kids that go to the school that you could just pair them up with. Like,
my point exactly.
Timmy and Jimmy, the twins down the street. Like they walk home they're a grade older or whatever. You can't walk home with them, you know? That's what we would do when I was a kid. I'd walk home with like a bunch of kids that lived in my neighborhood or whatever.
Right. If
you can unkidnappable.
Yeah, no, if you're as a horde.
Yeah. Unfuckwithable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just seems like, you know, this is a very like, you know, this is a screenshot, so we can't zoom out, but like where this circle is in Portland, it says Holgate near 32nd. This is like Portland, man. This is not the outskirts. We're not somewhere weird.
We're
like this is
a land without deodorant.
Oh yeah, not
there is smelly people,
stinky, hairy pits as far as the eye can see.
Pits are so hairy,
Pits
are so hairy.
They're like some people are adding hair. You know,
right.
In LA, sometimes people, you know, they try to do the fucking. Oh, dude, this is crazy. I have to say this. I was going to talk about hair plugs or whatever. A couple years ago, before the pandemic, I went to an Airbnb, which is like maybe 4 hours north of LA. And you know, when you go to Airbnb, sometimes like they don't want to fucking talk to you at all. And other times all they want to do is talk to you.
Right.
This was one of those, which I feel like most of the time it's not them wanting to talk to you. It's mostly them like, don't fucking talk to me. Don't even turn on my lights. It's too much money. And you're like, I'm renting from you. Oh, I don't know what the fucking problem is. Anyway, we get there. This guy's fucking rich. You know, why wouldn't he? He's renting an Airbnb, and it's like, and the dude, I don't even know how it came about. I think he said like, I know Bono or something like it was like fucking him. It was
he said it to you out the window as you were walking by.
Breakfast is at 7. I know Bono.
Yeah. Hey, like knocking real. Hey, I know Bono.
Well, because like he and his wife were from LA. And that's what that's how the conversation continued. They made us breakfast for as a part of the rent. It was crazy. They were like, here's a sheet of paper, just mark what you want. We'll make you breakfast. Like the motherfucker made me eggs.
Wow.
With sausage. Anyway, bottom line is this dude basically was like, oh yeah, the way we made our money is we connect celebrities and rich people with illegal hair extension, like hair plug
illegal
treatments.
Hair plug
well
treatments?
They're not illegal in other countries, but they are in the US. So like doctors in Mexico
why they were
or Europe
illegal. Yeah,
probably because they're not super safe. Right.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say illegal. He just said like, you know, we connect people to like doctors abroad that perform like a cutting edge thing, which all this says like not certified by. the
Oh,
Food and
okay.
Drug Administration or doctor boards or whatever.
Right,
Anyway, I was
right.
just
So
thinking
it's
about
not
people
just
doing
like a
that.
guy who doesn't know how to do it. He's got like a nail gun. He's like just blasting them in different parts of your head and shit.
Yeah, but
You got
I
like a tuft
still
of
have a
hair coming
friend.
out of the middle of your forehead.
Yeah, yeah, just a staple gun.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, people are doing that with their pit hair in Portland.
Oh,
They're
oh
going
my
to
God, I believe
Mexico
it. Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
getting merkins put in.
Yeah, just can I get more hair in my armpits? I just want to feel like I'm carrying 2 bags,
You know,
like I'm
you know how werewolves always have like a weird amount of hair on like the back of their bicep or their
right.
tricep. Can we do that?
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
keep my keys in there,
I
I'll put stuff in there.
want to throw some, and I don't want to catch.
Right. Uh-huh.
I don't have to grip it at all. So anyway, what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people that are probably just fine. I mean, again, there's some scaries for sure, especially along Powell. But like, there's what I'm saying is, there's more people to walk this kid somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, $20 is just like,
That's weak as
fuck
fuck.
you.
Yeah. To hang out with your spacey ass kid.
Yeah, to like potentially be involved in a news story and or like police interview when this spacey kid just darts straight out in front of traffic.
Right.
And like, I was just trying to get $20, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was just trying to walk this kid home for $20 a day. And this kid's dead now, and I'm on fucking like KT
Yeah.
TV or whatever.
Yeah. You have to understand, I make less than $20 a day in my life, and I really needed this. So I took it, but I'm not good at walking spacey kids and dogs. So they both were brutally run over, froggered, if you will. Just talking to the news. They got froggered. It was the one thing I was told to not let happen to them. And God damn it, first time out, bam, both froggered.
And now here I am, and I
Game
don't
over,
even,
so to speak.
and I'm trying. No extra lives, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get my $20. So can I please leave?
When they were hit, I will say it did go.
So no, no, I don't think we're gonna take this. I'm not taking this.
I would take this 100% based on the fact that I would be worried for the kid, because I'm not going to kidnap him, nor am I going to let him get froggered.
You're going to take him as an act of mercy.
Yeah, because I don't know who else saw this. You know what I mean?
You're kind of like a vigilante. Like, you're going in to get rid of all the bad guys.
Yeah. One time,
you're just going to spend this entire walk just beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Looking for this kid.
Just he's slamming like heads on the concrete and shit.
Like, you show up first day and the kid walks out and he's wearing one of those hats that spins on the top, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
We're a moving target.
I have like a rifle. I'm shooting it in the air. Everyone get away from this fucking loser kid.
He's got one of those giant circular lollipops. He calls you dad, and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Stuffing them into my backpack and walking them. Rambo. He's like Yoda on my back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I once, me and my best friend,
you're wearing a tank top for sure.
For sure. I'm super sweaty. I have a bandana.
Yeah.
One time, me and my best friend are coming back from Las Vegas, and we picked up a hitchhiker along the way, in the Mojave Desert, because it was a girl.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, she just walked up to us at a gas station and was like immediately like just cool, just like, hey guys, I'm trying to get a ride back to wherever the fuck she was going. She's like, can I ride with you? And we were like, what like, what the fuck? And so I immediately like called a huddle, and it was like, we should not pick this person up,
right?
But if we don't, like, we know she'll be okay with us.
Yeah, she has no survival instinct.
Who is gonna pick her up?
Yeah.
And so we did. We gave her a ride for like 25 miles or something like that, and that was where like we were forking off, and then I let her go, and then it was like immediately, like, after I only told a few people that I ever did that.
Yeah,
and that now I've told probably a couple hundred, but but
it's been a while.
Right, it's been a while. But like, when I did that, after that, immediately everyone I told that I ever did that was just like, oh yeah, did you like make her suck your dick? Like, just like joking, and I was like, I know you're joking, but that's why, because that's everyone's fucking mindset.
Yes.
There's a bunch of fucking monsters out there.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, no, I just
original joke, my friend.
Yeah, right. It's just like, no, I just dropped her off in another part of the desert where maybe she was eaten by coyotes, but like, I'm just
but like from my part of the journey, you're safe. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just like, but that was my whole point. That's my whole point. Even with this kid, it's just like, well, I'll do it just so I know he's okay. I'll do it for like 2 weeks, but then you got to find someone else.
And you got to not
I'm going to
tell
start
them on the
introducing
internet.
myself to these kids. Like, who's cool and can walk this little dope home?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do this for you. You pay me a finder's fee once I find a fucking kid. I mean, like this is okay. Yeah, the same strategy. Only Nick isn't involved. You walk your own kid home, and you just look around. Are there any other kids?
Yeah, you perv out looking around.
Here? Yeah. What are the kids? Do they look healthy? You know, you see, you got weird adjectives about them. Well, you look pretty meaty. You just find those kids and you're like, look at you. You're old enough to take this fucking a fucking if this kid is in elementary school, which they are, there's a middle schooler would gladly take $20 a day.
Oh, are you kidding me?
To walk a kid home and walk a dog. $20 is like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm already walking. The only thing I'm doing extra is walking a dog.
Right.
Yet again,
your kid probably feels like he's like, oh, I got like a cool older kid to hang out with, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's probably probably an ACE's decision.
Yeah. You're just like, listen, like Dwight or whatever the fuck his kid, this older kid's name is.
Listen, Sherman.
Yeah, like maybe like Ace, something cool. And he's like a real mouth breather. He's like, I'm just gonna pay you $20 to walk my kid home, not kick his ass.
Right.
On the walk, whatever happened to school, I don't want to know about, you know.
Yeah.
But on the walk,
don't kick his ass. I cannot stress this enough.
That's the one thing you can't do. And then walk the fucking dog.
You're gonna want to so bad.
Oh, because he's so spacey.
He's so lame, dude. He's such a fucking dweeb, dude. He's like, then you see him and his underwears are already kind of sticking out to be wedgied, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like right there.
Yeah.
And he's like accidentally tied his shoelaces together. You know?
He's like drawing his own Lego map or something, you know?
Right,
like a new figure he's gonna build.
He's an overbite and an underbite somehow at different times, depending on the light, you know?
And of course, he has the transition lenses.
Right.
He has to have the transition.
They're kind of reflecting in your eyes all the time, so it's annoying to look at him. You know?
Yeah. And his name's like fucking Wayne or some shit. Like a weird old man name.
Right.
So maybe Parker. Maybe that's his actual name. Anyway, we hope Parker is still alive today.
Dude, I'm wishing you the best, Parker.
Because this was 5 days ago as of the Sean episode. So who knows what's going on now.
I mean, Parker, I hope you get out of this terrible situation. Obviously, your parent or caretaker is just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I hope you don't get froggered. And I hope one day, you know, you just grow up and just, I don't know, make it across the street. Okay, post number 2. And this is from the Denver Craigslist. Title is, and this is probably from, I can't remember, maybe we'll think of it. Oh yeah, I bet it's from Morgan Ruse. Need house demolished.
Oh yeah, this is from Morgan.
And there's no picture, and it begins. This is, hi, so I need a house demolished. Just ran into oh hey, oh my gosh, it's Mark. How you doing? Hi, so I need a house demolished. It's 800 square feet, which seems small for a house, but
I couldn't. I don't know that like that kind of language.
Neither.
I don't know it.
But I feel like I've heard people describe apartments at that size. Anyway, it's 800 square feet, main floor, and has a basement as well. So it's not an 800 square foot apartment or a house. Like imagine the main floor is 800 square feet, and the basement is the same size, so it's a 1600. Anyway,
or they're both 400 square feet. He's counting them. He's doubling them.
Just fucking so tiny. Like I don't know how big 800 square feet is, but I know 400 square feet is fucking small. It's like a studio, not like a small studio. Like I think the studio I used to have, Nick, I think that was probably like 600 square feet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 500 square feet.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's what I'm saying.
A whole house that's 200 more square feet. That's a small ass house.
That's a small ass house. That's what I'm saying. Is I think maybe that's one of the reasons this person thinks that, like, anyway, we'll triple back on all this. It has main floor and has basement as well. It is a brick house. That seems super relevant if you're demolishing it. The house is in the city of Englewood, E-N-G-L-E Wood. I tried to demolish it myself, but the city of Englewood said you need a contractor's license in order to demolish it. Such a curious sentence. We will come back to this. Send me an email with your phone number and availability. Waiting for asbestos. I think this means asbestos, but it's spelled E-S instead of A-S.
Yeah,
it's asbestos.
That's like his Colombian friend, asbestos.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm waiting for asbestos to get back here.
I was thinking, in Spain they have like a little bit of a lisp and they have the vasotros, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we're speaking in fuck, I can't remember all the tenses, but asbestos is one of the tenses. Report as we speak. Pretty sure. Okay, so we're waiting for asbestos report as we speak. Pretty sure it's clean. We'll know shortly. Which is like, are you texting me right now? It's pretty sure it's clean. Anyway, compensation to be determined, and there are a lot of dots. It's like to be determined. ...
These are my ellipses.
Waiting for asbestos report, and these are my ellipses.
Asbestos says this much ellipses is fine. This whole thing reeks of just a revenge plot. Like it doesn't like there's no professionalism here at all.
So you think this is not this person's house?
No, I think this person's just tired of his neighbor.
I'm tired of talking to asbestos. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's just like, I need a house demolished. Here's the address. I won't be there. Obviously, because I'm gonna get in big trouble.
Right. He's like, I've got a great idea for a bit. I'm going to destroy my neighbor's life.
I think it's crazy if this person did try to demolish, whether it's a prank or their own house. I tried to demolish it myself, but the city said you need contractor's license in order to demolish. Like, how far did you get?
Right.
Was it just
rather,
like,
who stopped you? You were trying to destroy this place.
The city came out and was like, whoa,
police,
buddy.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Who stopped you? Because like, I would, Denver is a big city. I know Inglewood is probably its own smaller sub-city, but like what I'm saying is the city does not have a lot of time to just sort of like patrol around and look for contractors' licenses, you know?
So like, the cops just stumble upon a guy like hitting a house with a hammer, just trying to knock it down.
And they're like, this looks illegal. This seems like it's bad.
He's like, 4-9. I got a classic case of the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf going on.
We're already on step 3. We've clearly lost 2 houses, so let's all units look for a lot of straw and or what's the other house?
Sticks.
Sticks. A fucking idiot making a straw house. Anyway,
oh, dude, I don't even know how he got it to stand. Fucking dumbass.
Good question.
The sticks I could see that standing for a little bit, but yeah, I'm not surprised
just pure hay.
Yeah, just a guy blowing real hard on it, knocked those first 2 down. The third pig's just like, what the fuck's the matter with you two? Why the fuck would that work?
How am I the only brother here who's figured this out? That houses are built of the same thing that all the other houses are made of. Anyway, but my other question is like, okay, so yeah, this guy could have been just hammered on the side, but like he could have spent a lot of time inside demolishing before anybody noticed.
Right.
You know, but my guess is somebody called, right? Like it's not like cops just this is the like just a dual neighbor thing where the neighbors are like, I don't think you got a fucking license to destroy a house. Which like, yeah, for sure you do. Because like, I just think, what did this person think? Like when when a house gets demolished, everything just falls flat straight down. And then just like a sinkhole comes and just like it all just absorbs like it's quicksand. Like stuff needs to go into a dumpster and go places. Like you were prepared to do all that?
Right. The ground just eats it or whatever.
Have you ever you walk past a construction site and you're like, I can fucking do that. I can do all of it. It's just bring it down, just pull, just yank real hard. It's like, made of brick.
You know whose house I'd like to do that to? Randy's.
Yeah, fucking Randy. He's always playing music loud. His house is tiny, so a couple punches would do it. It's only 800 square feet. And it's got a basement, so it's got a foundation and everything. Anyway, I don't know that much about building houses, but Jesus, you can't do this. So, yeah, I don't know if this guy's got a prank going on or
he's just got a master plot with his friend Asbestos.
Yeah,
that's what I think happened. I think that someone drove by and they were like, hey, like that Arnie guy is out there trying to knock down that house again, him and his friend Asbestos, you know, and then like, and they will knock down, they call the cops, and then Asbestos just goes running away. And he's like, Asbestos, no, you can't leave me here alone.
I will come back with a report shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to get my report, my friend.
He's always leaving with his reports. That's the other thing is like, look, if this sentence was completely on its own, waiting for asbestos report as we speak, pretty sure it's clean. I already don't believe you.
Right.
When you say, "Oh, I'm pretty sure there's no asbestos," number one, there's only it's pretty cut and dry. Either it has asbestos or it doesn't. Like you didn't even say, "Oh, this was built after a certain time when they stopped using asbestos," right?
Right.
If you have to do an asbestos report and you aren't certain of like the year it was built, like there's almost a guarantee that there's asbestos in there.
Yeah, I think that
Whether it's a toxic chemical or a man named asbestos
uh-huh.
in the walls.
Well, do you think I would say, do you think that he's bummed that it's clean? Like he's just like waiting for the asbestos report, probably come back clean. So I gotta figure out something. I got a jar full of termites. I'm actually just gonna throw through the window there. Wait, see if they do anything. And then he's like, I forgot it was a brick house. You know, just like
bummer.
All these plans that just get foiled.
Best laid plans. Yeah, no, I definitely think this person is a cartoon. Like he just thought
it's got a Pinky in the Brain vibe to me.
Yeah, like if I get a big enough hammer, like just whoop.
Yeah.
They'll put the house on the bottom of one of those like strongman things.
Yeah.
And if you hit it, it goes to the top and then breaks and falls apart. And then candy comes out. Yeah. So I mean, obviously nobody's qualified for this except for a contractor, which it seems like again, there's so many other ways to find that. I don't know how to find a contractor, but there's probably like just pick up a fucking phone book.
Right.
Like that's definitely where there's contractors.
Well, they're not hiding. Google. Just look.
They're not hiding. They're not hiding. Your buddy Asbestos, he's gone long time ago. He's in hiding.
I don't want anything to do with this job. I feel like this guy sucks. I don't want to live in the same neighborhood as him. I do think it's funny.
I do it like in the house.
You know, yeah. If I had a friend who lived in the neighborhood with him, I'd go hang out with that friend and watch all this happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Or walk by and just like give it a push, you know?
Right.
Just be like, well, let's just give it a push, see what happens. So no, fucking no. So yeah, fuck that place. Hey everybody, we have a new number for texts. That number is 470-236-8783. That's 470-236-8783. I am so sorry. Somehow my cell phone got disconnected from Google Voice, and then Google was like, nah, you don't need that number anymore. Just like fuck off. So I got no notifications, and when I logged in, I didn't see any updates. We have been getting a couple write-ins. We have a new number. So if you wrote in since May, we are going to read those because they're still there. It's just assigned to a different number. Anyway, we'll read them before the podcast ends for sure. We're super grateful, and my sincerest apologies. If you want to text us now, the new number is 470-236-8783. That's 470-236-8783. Thank you so much, and back to the show. And we're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
We're back for a segment we like to call Chase has been on the internet for too long. And you guessed it, Chase is still on the internet, and it's been too long. So we've got some posts from Reddit, people asking questions to the wide interwebs, and we are a part of the interwebs that answer. So here we go. Question number 1. This is in Reddit customer service. And the title of the post is, I keep offending seniors. Help. Okay. And you know, honestly, it doesn't seem like that's hard. That's that hard to do. Just off the bat, as a title.
I'm afraid I'll kill again.
But I just feel like I just remember like you could, you know, there was a time in my youth where you could just wear your pants a certain style, and seniors were like, "What in the flotsam and jetsam is going on?
What's happening out here? What's happening? Call the police."
Yeah, they're just mad that you're different than they were.
Someone's out here robbing all the belts.
You're just like, oh, you're not wearing tall socks and penny loafers. Something must be wrong with you. So anyway, it doesn't seem like it's that hard to do. Let's find out what this person's deal is. I keep offending seniors. Help. The place I work has a senior, adult, and child ticket specification. Love that there's tickets. I'm a guy who loves a job with tickets off the bat. Seniors are supposed to show their senior cards. Straight up, didn't know that seniors actually had senior
Show
cards.
Your mark, old man.
It's just like you got like a brand on your fucking forearm. Just says like old as shit.
Yeah.
So
they just burn it like God, my old skin.
So wrinkly.
This says
it's
old.
So many. It's so flabby.
Yeah.
But still creamy, creamy smooth in one part.
There's a lot of different textures at once.
Dude, I used to love just staring at my grandma's. You know the part of the elbow that just is
Oh,
all.
sure.
I
Uh-huh.
just love just
Like it
staring
looks
at it.
like a map of mountains, you know,
Yeah,
like from
yeah,
above.
yeah. A topographic map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. That, by the way, I believe like straight up that part of the elbow, that elbow skin is called the weenus. I'm not even
That's
fucking
the
kidding you.
weenus. Oh, dude. These
Anyway,
fucking old dweebs and their
I,
fucking
I
weenuses
just I just remember staring so hard at that elbow and
at
just
that
being
at your grandma's weenus.
like I bet you that, yeah. Staring at my grandma's weenus.
Uh-huh.
How is that not the episode title?
My grandma's weenus. The final episode of Fuck This Place.
We're going out strong. I just remember looking at it and being like, God, I bet you that's so fun to squeeze.
Oh my
And
gosh.
just not squeezing it.
Just like really cold one winter and you just wrap yourself in it, you know? You just keep rolling yourself in it.
Like in the second Star Wars movie where when he gets inside the Tauntauns belly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You just wrapping yourself in weenus like
It smells the same. You're just
yeah.
all wrapped in weenus.
So anyway, I just remember staring at it real hard. I never touched it.
Did you feel like you were getting dizzy looking at it, or like the room started spinning?
I mean, I definitely felt like for a long time it was just me and the weenus,
Right.
because it would just be her, because she had her favorite chair, that she'd sit in, and
that gave full display of weenus.
Oh yeah, and she would just rest. It was an armchair, so she just rest that fucking the elbow right there,
just right in your face.
Yeah, and I'd just be like, and as she sets it down, the skin just kind of collects, And I was just like, God, I want to squeeze that weenus.
Yeah, dude, just peacocking her weenus at you.
So anyway,
fucked up.
I don't even know if she had a senior card. I would think that there are different cards, but like just one card that you're a senior. I don't know if that's a real thing. But anyway,
show me your weenus. I'm counting the rings on your weenus.
Show me your flabby weenus, and if it doesn't drip like at least an inch, you ain't fucking getting a senior ticket.
Right. If it doesn't look like vines in a jungle hanging out, like I don't want to see it.
Absolutely not. If it doesn't look like Jello that dried.
Yeah.
Like it was jiggly and now it's dry. That's what I'm looking for.
Right. If it doesn't look like a Power Rangers villain, I don't want it.
If it doesn't look like Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles, yeah.
That like brain guy.
He was just weenus. That's all he was. They thought he was a brain, but he was just weenus.
Just a little collection of folds. Anyway, seniors are supposed to show their senior cards. But if they don't have one, I usually just take their word for it. I've not seen nothing wrong with this. Apparently, seniors don't like that and assume you are guessing their age.
Oh my God.
Fucking fuck these fucking people.
Yeah.
Usually I'm not. I'm just taking their word for it because what else am I supposed to do? This person seems extremely level-headed.
Right.
Make them pay for an adult ticket. They'll get pissy that they have to pay more anyway.
100%.
Which is all the more reason that they are a senior. Just like $5,
All my friends are dead.
And now I pay extra for milk. But usually thinking this way leads to something like, and then there's some quotes here. It says, "Could we get 2 senior tickets?" "Yes, of course." "Oh no, I forgot my card at home." "That doesn't matter, right?" "Not at all. Here's your ticket." "Oh, do I look that old? Do I?"
Oh, do I look that old? Do I? Yeah. That's what he wrote. That's what the old guy said to him.
It sounds like an old guy. "Oh, do I look that old? Do I?"
"Oh, do I look that old? Do I?"
"Sir, can you speak up just a little bit?"
I said, "Oh, do I look that old? Do I?"
Sir, I cannot make out a word you are saying, but I can give you senior admission.
I said.
I think he's good. Don't let him on any rides. Every bone will break.
I show you.
I think he's threatened me. I think he just threatened me.
I'll die right here. Huh? What are you gonna do then, huh? What's your name tag say? Brendan? Huh? I'll die right here on the doorstep.
I don't give a shit. Sir, it's not a door. That's the one thing I made out. This is no door. This is a turnstile.
What?
Through. Don't tell me what. It's you. And then the guy continues. "It's usually in a jokey tone, but they still seem offended by my assumption to give them a cheaper ticket." Yeah. for sure. They're definitely offended, like, and they're being jokey, but they're mad. I know exactly what you're talking about. What do I do to stop this from happening? What other ways can I answer to make it less awkward? Thank you. And that's their question post. Wow. A very universal conundrum. We gotta find out about this senior card situation. Like, do seniors get a card? Is the Google? I'm gonna Google. So we're gonna Google it now. Hold on, let me pull it up for our viewing pleasure. Do seniors get a card? Because I feel like this is okay. You have a senior citizen ID. Okay, this is the California government, so I guess it's real. This is
by order of Gavin Newsom, all old people are required to have a card on them at all times, carried safely in their weenus,
or face death. That's what the ca.dmv.
Must present to any teenager who asks.
And you must be mad at them. You have to be mad at them. You can apply for or renew your senior. So I guess there is a senior ID. So maybe there's like a logo or a button, something that's on your driver's license.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. It's a button. There's your button, old man. I'm gonna have to pull you out of the car and beat the shit out of you right here in the street. All right, show me your button that says you're old.
Show me the button. You're not getting in this fucking carnival. You thought it was
cotton candy.
I know you got a switchblade on you because you're old, and that's how people used to fight back then. I got a gun. I'll shoot you in the face.
I know you're really good at snapping your fingers or whatever. All right.
Yeah, I know you're hiding fucking, I don't know, like marbles in your penny loafers.
I know back in the day you used to smoke these really, really tiny joints and somehow that got you super stoned. All right. I know what old people used to be like.
Skinny.
You see those little tiny little things.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh, I'm so high. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
One of those funny cigarettes.
Yeah.
Hey, mister. Yeah, I mean, like, you're for sure in a catch-22 situation here. Right. Like, yeah. I'm not saying I have no advice for you. I'm sure we'll think of something here, but like, this is one of the situations where it's for sure it's best for you to just take the fucking hit. If I'm in the situation, I would much rather someone be mad that it's cheap than mad that it's expensive.
Right. Yeah. No, I think this just sounds like, it's like, well, that's like, those are the tough breaks of this particular job. You know? You're in customer service. You're going to have something that's like kind of in the realm of a for here kind of problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people at the people who share the tickets to the movies don't have problems with like people complaining about birthday cakes.
No,
because that's not a for here problem. Not a part of
you know,
like
for here problems.
Yeah, you know, and so it's like this is that. I think though. I'll just say I think though that if you have a place like this, I bet you bottom dollar you have returning customers. Let's say you work at a restaurant or something, whatever it is, right?
Even if it's Six Flags.
Yeah, you have returning. I would say get a little better at trying to remember some of these people.
Yeah,
and I would just go, I know you. I know this guy doesn't bring his ID.
Yeah, and I would also say, as our resident customer service expert, you can make a joke about this if you want. You know, like you could say, you could come up with a couple standard lines. You want at least two, because someone behind them might hear it, you know. So you want to switch it up, but something kind of like, something that alludes to how young they are. You know,
right?
Like,
sure.
Like, oh, I could give you the kid rate, or you know what I mean, like some kind of dumb shit like that. Or like, well, you look 21 to me,
right?
But that Weenis is telling me something different, pal.
Yeah.
You know, but some
Weenis
shit
is looking like the abyss.
Some shit where you joke they're not over. You can't say based off their age, because I did this a lot on the because the company I worked for in North Carolina, the tour company, everyone had to show ID, even like fucking 60-year-olds had to show ID, because it was both about because we had to do shit with their waivers, because we had this like risky fucking drink mobile that they were riding on. And so I can't remember what the jokes were, but the bottom line was like, well, you look 40 to me, but like, or you look 21 to me, some dumb, just dumb shit like that.
Just have a line. I think it's smart.
Get a couple lines in you, and you'll figure out. But again, just some joke where they're too young. I feel like this is the only practical advice we have for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because they're joking too. Oh, look that old dude. I'm like, oh, well, I was gonna give you the kid rate, but I'm all out of tickets.
Yeah, I also think it's like, so these guys have no ID on them at all, because if they don't have, like, let's say, they don't have their like button that says I'm about to die or whatever,
fuck
right?
them, too.
But they can't just have like their old regular California or Colorado ID or whatever.
Yeah, it blows my mind that you're right.
Just it's any strange. Idea should work, right? If you're just trying to see how fucking old they are, then any of their IDs should work.
That's a good point. That's a super good point. Yeah, you could have some kind of workaround, and also like, again, like, it just blows my mind that it's got to be a senior card specifically. This sounds again like a management thing. You know what I mean? Like, management is fucking being shitty to you about like, they gotta have a senior card, but obviously you don't actually have to enforce it. So again, use your own workaround of like, hey, any idea will do. I just got to see something, and just like, again, you'll start to know the numbers. If it's below, if it's older than 1970, like, they're good, dude.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
Just call them out. I'll just be like, all right, old man, you've had your time. Okay. I'm going to be here long after you. All right. I got to deal with this shit. All right. You're going to be out of here in what, 2 years? All right. Just show 10
minutes if you get on that fucking tilt-a-whirl.
All right.
Because that shit's broke clean 6 times today. I know who works it. That guy sucks.
That guy's trash. All right. So no, I don't. Yeah. I think just any old ID. This doesn't seem like it's that difficult. You sound like a sweetie.
You do sound like a sweetie. It's nice of you to ask.
Yeah. But you're fine. Don't worry about these old fucking losers.
All right. Great. Okay. So post number 2, a little bit more severe situation. This is just Reddit/work, and says the title of the post is "No carpet vacuuming nor cleaning at workplace - OSHA violation?"
Why'd you say like fun trivia?
No carpet vacuuming nor cleaning at workplace. Just something fun to know.
Yeah. Ooh, carbon monoxide leak.
Just something to take home, something to think about. And so the text begins of the person asking the question. Says, "Hi everyone, I have a question about OSHA related to workplace cleanliness or sanitation. My workplace is a large county government building." This does not start well, the fact that this is a government building. "Employees work in open floor space with cubicles. Only directors have individual offices. Okay. All other managers and everyone else works in cubicles." This is actually a fairly standard, shitty, but standard office, right? Like, managers work in cubicles, everybody else, or managers work in offices, everybody else is just on the fucking floor. "The floors are carpeted and filthy." "I was told the cubicles are never vacuumed." I was told that. That's crazy that you were told that. I was told the cubicles are never vacuumed. The cubicles aren't even cleaned after employees leave and before new employees start.
Okay.
"I started a new job this summer and everything in the cubicle was filthy, including the presence of food waste from previous occupant.
Wow.
Pet hair, and I'm allergic to it. Accumulated dust and fibers and gunk of 2 years of an unoccupied, uncleaned office. The desk hadn't even been wiped down, and there were cobwebs with spiders."
Fuck.
We got spiders in the office here. "I've never been in a professional workplace that had no office cleaning and no carpet vacuuming by the custodians." Okay. "Everyone has a nagging cough." Everyone, dude. Everyone. There's so many details we're gonna have to circle back on. I'm really concerned about this.
Yeah. There's a brown, murky layer of film in the air that makes it hard to see more than 6 feet in front of you at any given time. I'm growing concerned of this.
I'm growing limbs. I've got warts. People are talking to themselves. I'm really concerned about this because when I brought up the fact the cubicle was filthy when I started, that I had to clean it myself, they showed me a storage room with a small personal vacuum cleaner and said we have to vacuum cubicles ourselves. I've never worked where the office cleaning is the duty of individual employees other than our own desks and drawers, etc. that required commercial vacuuming, not a teeny little dirt devil duster.
Oh man, a dirt devil? That's like a
Fuck.
throwback.
That's some fucking old shit. Is it an OSHA violation to not require regular carpet cleaning in common areas and cubicles? There are also dozens of insect sticky traps with dead and decomposing insects on them out in the open, on the floor, not even behind furniture, just out in the wide open. Is this sanitary? Yeah, we got so many questions. Is this sanitary? I'm going to answer that right now. No.
No.
They are
what do you think? What? Oh, maybe.
I mean, it does say is this sanitary 3 question marks. So I think it's more of like an incredulous, like, I can't believe that someone would say yes. They are requiring us to work in person in the office space twice a week, despite no front-facing work whatsoever. Is this an OSHA violation? That's the post.
Dude, this is very open and shut for me. Just call the health department.
Yeah.
Come out. You don't like. Yeah. You don't have to. Like, honestly, you're kind of stupid if you're going to the internet for this. Call the health department. Tell them what's going on. They'll do a surprise visit, and they'll shut your whole office down.
Yeah, unless this is a government agency, bro. What if they're in cahoots? You know, I'm not saying this is the health department. There's no way the fuck the health department looks like this.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, oh, there's like some kind of like mob rule, you know, or like mafia rule. Mob is the wrong word. You know, where it's just like, oh no, that's Tony's office, man.
Yeah,
we don't touch Tony's office.
We don't go in there.
Right? We don't go into Tony's office. Okay.
Yeah, we like the banana peels. Right? We leave
we like the spiders, good. Living and dead.
You think you're better than the spiders? What? Because you get around on 2 legs, huh? They gotta use 8. Think you're better than us?
So we heard you made a call to the health department. Tony's gonna talk to you, okay?
My cousin works for the health department. He told me his name's also Tony. Right?
Now go get us a meatball sub, okay?
At the place Tony's up the street.
This is just like some like cartoon part of New York. It's like Hey Arnold offices.
Right.
Yeah, it does seem like large county government building. It seems like this has got to be bigger than just your office. Like, I'm curious.
You don't know how high this goes up.
You don't know how big this goes, my guy. Listen here.
Listen, I got Reese's wrappers on the floor of Joe Biden's desk, okay? You don't know how high this goes up.
You ever heard of Jimmy Hoffa? Okay.
He's got a bunch of crunch wrappers in his throat, okay? We put garbage everywhere.
Garbage everywhere. Listen, you want to go to sanitation? Go ahead. See how far you get. Okay. I just don't. This is an inside job. If that's the case, I am curious about all the other government building. Like, you're in the large government building. Go to the other rooms you can go to.
Yeah.
Whether that's the health.
You guys deal with this shit.
Yeah, just like literally open the door, because I mean, it's clear that your place is fucking disgusting, dude.
Right?
Like, just open the door to any other office and be like, are there spiders on the floor? You know, are there bugs in traps places? And I'm sure you would be able to deduce very quickly if this is like a system-wide thing. And again, there's got to be, whether it's the health department or your supervisor, somebody you can talk to about this. This seems gross. This seems pretty bad. Like, the fact that there isn't, like, I mean, again, I don't know if it's OSHA violation for an agency or a company to not have a contracted cleaner, right? Because that's essentially what they're talking about. I don't know if it's an OSHA violation to not have a contracted cleaner, but it certainly has to be bad to just have a gross workplace, like an obviously gross workplace, right? But I agree. I also get it, you know, that like you might be in a situation where you're like, I would really rather not just go through a whole fucking thing, you know. Like, this person, who knows how long this person plans on being there. Everyone has a nagging cough, though.
Yeah, that seems. What does everyone else have to say? You know, are they all just like, no, we're cool. We don't want to upset Tony or whatever. You know, like, just I think this is open and shut.
It's not a cough. Everybody's sneezing in here, okay?
It's not a cough, all right? They're just keeping their mouths shut, all right?
They're breathing real fast, okay?
They cough so they don't squeal, all right?
It's just, it blows my mind. It seems like you could, an anonymous tip to a health department or something could for sure, like, start to wrap this up. Random question here, Nick. What's the dirtiest place you've ever worked?
That's hard because I feel like
good.
Every place I've worked has had a dirty spot. You know,
yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
I would say at times the Whole Foods I worked at was pretty dirty, but we had the health department on our asses all the time, and like the health department, they switched, like, I don't know what you call them, secret agents or whatever, like the guys that came out, field agents.
Yeah,
they would switch, and some were stricter than others, and some had, you know, things that they were after more than others.
Yeah.
So maybe the frozen fruit doesn't get cleaned as much because we know that the guy who comes out the last couple weeks doesn't check the frozen fruit. Like, you know, he's looking specifically at the ice machine, or he's looking at the fresh veggies or whatever, you know? So I would say at times Whole Foods, that was that. But
I would also guess that one of the reasons for that is just the volume. You're just doing so much. Like it's a pretty busy fucking store.
Yeah. No, there's just not enough time or manpower to like keep it all clean all the time.
Right.
Despite what management would tell you, you know, like they tell you can, but then they also won't help you and don't honestly know how. Like,
and there's not even enough people on shift to cover the people in line.
Right.
So you're 100%. Like, well, I'm not going to fucking bust my ass cleaning because I have customers who are going to be very mad at me right now.
Right. I would say that, honestly, I think mostly I've been in pretty clean environments. I know that working at Costco at times could be dirty because I work with the garbage a lot. So that's just garbage, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. What about you?
Oh, no, without a doubt. I feel like I was mentioned this place. There was a dive bar I worked at in college, in my college town. And it fucking, like, looking back, like, Jesus fucking Christ, how bad it was. Like, I woke, it's a dive bar and restaurant, but like people went, well, it was busy. Like, anyway, it wasn't like a dive bar. Like you walk in, it's just like PBR stickers everywhere. Like it was like a fake fucking Irish pub, you know?
Okay.
But like, because like it was called Murphy's, and like there's not a single goddamn dude named Murphy's. I mean, it was like honestly, when It's Always Sunny came out, like that was what it reminded me of. Only It's Always Sunny is just a fucking bar. Right. Anyway, I opened in the morning, and we had a vacuum cleaner, but it straight up did not work. Like it just did not suck shit. And so the main dining room, and it was pretty big, and the pool room, both carpeted. And in the pool room in particular, they had this popcorn machine where they're always popping popcorn. And I can tell you that popcorn machine never fucking cleaned. I mean, I was there only one summer, never cleaned.
Never touched
3 months. And it's like, if in 3 months it wasn't clean, it hasn't been cleaned in 10 years, you know?
Right.
Nobody touched it.
They didn't stop when you came around.
No. I was just there for a phase, you know? But yeah, so I would, because I started, you know, vacuuming, and I was like, this doesn't do anything. So I just swept the carpet with a broom. And it looked cleaner by the time I was done than when I would come in. It was like, I mean, it was like the whole fucking floor was covered in popcorn. Just like wasted people. Just like,
how is there more?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the popcorn was free. That was the one thing that was free always at the bar. Just popcorn. They would just always be popping popcorn. And it was fucking free. And they were just like, I mean, just like laughing and just like, you know, just like eating it like Cookie Monster. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter because it's free, right? And just the ground is just so much fucking popcorn. So I would just sweep for such a long time. And then same thing goes. I would vacuum a little bit in the main dining room because the debris was smaller, right? But like it get so hot, the vacuum. It would get such a hot vacuum. You could feel the heat coming off of it. It was real bad. And the kitchen was fucking disgusting. It was, you know, like, I think I've already told the story, but people get in fights and shit, and like there would be blood on the back patio, and I just hosed it. Like there was no bloodborne pathogen cleaning or anything like that.
Right.
It was definitely fucking gross. This is the same place where this dude used to. I've said this on the podcast, right? This bartender would put like a 12-pack of glass Budweisers in the ice that we served people.
Fuck, I think. Have you said that? You might have just said that to me in real life. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and then throughout his own shift, he would just full naked hand
fucking slam his hand in there
straight into the base of it and just like pull out a glass beer, which like if the glass broke, then you got broken glass in your ice.
Right.
That you're serving people.
Instantly camouflaged.
Yeah, no, it's gone. You can't see it at all. But like
Mhm.
his full on disease ridden hand is gone. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was for sure. And this place had a gross place. There was a basement to this fucking bar, and it was just like, God damn, what's happening in here? Like every now and then the health inspector would come in, like it was like an emergency. They'd be like, health inspector's here, fucking go. You know? Like, and it was, swear to God, like everybody had a job when it was like, okay, second health inspector's on site. Everyone abandons the things they're supposed to be doing. You know, like if you have tables, whatever, it's like, fuck that. You're on this bathroom. You're on this bathroom. I was on the like entryway down into the basement because they didn't go into the basement. We just had to make like, we just had to like clear the fucking stair, like the haunted staircase of like boxes and shit. But everybody had a job to like, you better clean that thing fucking fast. Because we all know it's filthy.
8 seconds, all right, before we get a D or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, that was for sure the worst place. And like back then, I was in college. That's one of the reasons I say that this person is like, maybe they're alarmed, but like back then I was, I was in college, and like my bathroom looked the exact same as the bathroom at this dive bar. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It did not get cleaned in the 3 months that I was subletting this dude's place. We just moved in, peed all over it for days on end, and then cleaned it when we left. You know, like that was it. So I understand that, you know, you might be coming from a situation where you're like, I'm not super like keyed into this. It's like, no, definitely this is bad.
Yeah,
this is bad. There's standards, and you should make somebody do something with them. Well, my friends, that's the pod.
That's the pod, my guys.
Thanks for joining us. We hope everybody gets help. Who needs it? We hope. A county building. Anyway, it just seems bad. Like I would understand if it was a small business, like, you know, where it's just like, oh yeah, pure neglect. We hate it here. But like a county building, it just seems like, don't you get scrutinized for things? I guess that's.
Didn't somebody say something at some point?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in county buildings before. None of them have had cobwebs with spiders. Anyway, thanks for joining us. You know, we got a couple more, so would be so fucking funny if someone was like, I'm not listening anymore. Like,
yeah, I'm out. You know what? I quit.
Yeah. You don't finish the podcast. I finish the podcast. So anyway, thanks for joining us. We got some more coming. So
sit tight. We'll see you next week.
Fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know? Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.